Good morning. It is time for Perennial Gardens tour, take 2. It's been about 23 days since we last checked up on the gardens. And as you can see, we've got some growth. We've got Sadie Lynn here helping us with our tour today. I'm gonna pop through these beds and show you guys the progress. So this first one was all planted by seed. Primarily it's sunflowers and corn. Although I do have a beautiful Cosmo that just bloomed this morning. Let's take a look. Oh, she's gorgeous. I've got some dill in here. I'm really experimenting with a lot of different things. My thought here is that the corn and the sunflowers will hold themselves up in the wind. As you can see, we've got some rain coming, so I'm making this one a quick video. I did put in some cannas. She's just gorgeous. You can see my zinnia seeds are now well defined. And inside I actually planted some perennials as well. So we have our carnations, and then I also have some geraniums. So we'll see how they fare, see if they come back. But as this canopy grows taller, it'll be great to see some color in there as well. Bringing you around to the front, we're gonna get a really beautiful view again of the canna and these just absolutely stunning flowers. Just love that peach color. And then my creeping thyme has gotten its pink flowers as well. And as you can see, it's starting to fall over the edge, which is exactly what I want it to do. So really excited for this bed. And you can see the geraniums are loving that dappled shade that they get. Let's move you over to the rest of the beds in the property. You can see we've had quite a bit of growth. We've got our cut plant that we're walking up to. It's about 4 feet tall. I'm hoping to get another 2 to 3 feet. Again, late summer bloomer in August. We'll have some yellow flowers. My garden stock tower is coming along nicely. My calendula is starting to flower. I think with the rain today, we're gonna miss out on some of those blooms, but I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop. I've got my black-eyed Susan that's coming along again very nicely, and that again will be more of an August bloom. Love those green stock garden containers. All right, I've got some lavender that came back from last year, so I'm really excited and starting to get some of her flowers. We'll move on over here to the first year perennial or oregano and sage bed. You can see the annuals I put here to bring in the pollinators are doing fantastic. I've got some really good growth. I've got that Russian sage in the back and some cashmere sage in the front. And this cute mini tomato, I'm absolutely in love. Check out those cute little tomatoes. Gah. Good times. A new addition here is Sammy the smoke bush. Just got transplanted this week, so I think I'm gonna lose that top layer of leaves. I'll give him a good trim. After this rain this week, I think he'll be doing just fine. And if we circle back, this is the bed that got the makeover this week. So I moved those hostas you see in the back. They actually used to be here. I've added them and moved them over to some dappled shade. I'm waiting on a few more yarrow to come this week, but I've got this beautiful strawberry seduction yarrow. I've got a yellow in the back. I've got 2 more red coming. And so this whole part of the bed is going to be full of yarrow. I've also got some sweet baby Joe pieweed, and that's going to be kind of scattered throughout the bed. Another great perennial herb. I've also brought in some Culver's root and some lance leaf coreopsis. So now these plants are really going to fill in. The Culver's root that you see here on the right is actually going to be quite tall with beautiful white blooms. And the lance leaf coreopsis is a yellow blooming flower. Since this is the first year, I'm not sure what kind of height and depth I'll get, but making this a perennial garden and bed, you'll see this develop year after year. You can see my tree lilies are starting to get buds on as well. These tree lilies can get up to 8 to 12 feet tall, and these blooms are absolutely magical. Let's take a look at these last two beds here before I think we're gonna get rained on this morning. The lighting's fabulous though. No complaint on the rain. So again, our popcorn plant or barista had some beautiful yellow flowers, and now it's gonna take the rest of the year to put on some nice new growth. It's just a beautiful, beautiful plant. We've got bee balm in the background. I've got some cilantro, parsley, and thyme in the front. I've got some chives kind of nestled in there. I'm letting them go to seed because I don't mind if they spread a little. And look at that hibiscus. He wasn't even up last time we talked. He will get quite large, and the flowers are just showstoppers. Little sunflower. And you can see substantial growth throughout our butterfly bush, our sedum, our hydrangea. Just some really, it's one of my favorite beds. Still no leaves yet on these plum trees. I am very impatient, but I am seeing a little bit of growth. So I'm hoping over the next week or two, we're gonna start to see some green. You can see if we get right into the tip here, probably not focused, I'm starting to see a little bit of growth come out. And then lastly, our lavender, lemon verbena, and chamomile bed is coming along really, really nicely. I'm actually gonna come in here today and start doing a little bit of snipping to be able to utilize these flowers for herbs and tinctures and teas. And the lemon verbena needs a little bit of clipping too. I really like to keep them nice and bushy, so these longer ones will get a clipping. And we have a beautiful rose tomato. Again, the tomatoes are just doing really, really well this year. So that is our initial tour. There's many more beds. Stay tuned for more videos as we walk through the Larson Garden